Thank you, guys. While I'm introducing myself, I'll flick back to that screen in a second. If you've got your phones, if you could scan this will be great. We're going to have a quick survey, and there's some results to come up at the end. So I'll give you a few seconds just to go and scan that one. So my name's Scott. I'm from Techosaurus. As a consultancy that I run with my wife over there. Techosaurus, we are, well, to cut to the chase, we know tech. I've been working around the tech industry for over 20 years now. There's quite a few people in the room, actually, I've worked with and done different various projects with. We help businesses to adopt technology. The whole idea of Techosaurus is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek play on the whole idea of don't be a dinosaur. We live in a world where technology is evolving, and we need to evolve with it. We need to get on the bus because there's people far younger than us coming up through that already know it a lot better than we do. So how do we do that? How do we get involved in that, and what do we do? So we work with companies to help them understand things like you were saying earlier with 365. The amount of people that have 365 might use about 10% of their license. What does all the other stuff do? What can I do to make me more productive? How can I use technology to make my business better? How can I use technology to make me better? So yeah, I work with a lot of people in a lot of places. You'll see on there, so Techosaurus is our company. I also work with Perspicuity, where I'm a consultant in modern work. We're doing some work with Yeovil College, which we'll talk about shortly. I am an industry expert instructor for CompTIA, so they're the biggest computing organization in the world. We help write courses for them on how you can be a better IT company and how to deliver things and be better with sales, how to deal with everything that comes with working in the IT world. And Colab 365 Academy, a great education place. Anybody that uses 365, most of you, have a look at Colab 365, fantastic place, it's free, doesn't cost anything. You can pay for courses on there if you wanted to, but the community itself is great. How do I do this? 100 people will answer that question for you. So it's ace. What we're going to do today, though, I've got a whistle stop. So I'm going to be risky. I'm going to do a tech demo. Let's go old school, analog. In the room, you've got 3 demos to choose from. I can only do one because we're really short of time. If you would like to see a use of ChatGPT, where I've created my own journaling tool, give me a whoop. Okay. Midjourney. Does anybody know what Midjourney is? So Midjourney is a great image making tool. It's probably one of the best ones out there. People are nipping at its heels now. Flux is catching up fast. We can use Midjourney to play a fun game where we'll make an image that nobody's ever seen before. Anybody want to see that? Give me a whoop. That's a bit better. The next one, Claude. If you're into AI and you use AI a lot, Claude's really cool. There's actually something I want to show you on AI, if I can, in Claude. The whole idea of that is we can use, so if you think of people at the top of their game, like we were talking to David earlier, and he was saying about the stuff that they can do with AI, what could somebody do with AI that is working in an office and had an idea? And the whole idea of this one with Claude, in a couple of prompts, we can make a program. So if anybody wants to see that, give us a whoop. Okay, it's between 2 and 3. 2, 3. You choose. What was that, 2 or 3, sir? 3. 3, cool, okay, we're gonna go for 3. Right. So, let's find the right desktop on here. Okay, so this here in the background is Claude. Claude is made by Anthropic. Anthropic are an alternative to ChatGPT and one of the many, many chatbots out there. I've written a prompt, so I've pre-engineered this because we've got a short amount of time. But what I've got is I had a customer come to me and said, I need to be able to capture information when I'm out in the field at an event where there's no signal, and I need to capture who is coming to the events so they can join my mailing lists. Can I find a mobile app for it? No. They do exist, but they're like with MailChimp and you've got to pay a subscription and all sorts of things. So could you make an app for me? And I said, well, I could make an app, but it's going to cost a lot of money. I've got to put it in the App Store, I've got to do all these sorts of things. Could I make a progressive web app? A progressive web app is a website that doesn't need the internet. So the idea is you load it once, it saves on your device. So I've got a prompt on here. It's loosey-goosey, but I need to make an offline website that I can use at an event without internet access to capture first name, last name, company name, email address, date and time. I want the portal to have these. I want to be able to edit it. I want to be able to log in. And more importantly, I want to be able to export that as a CSV when I'm back online so I can import that into MailChimp. So we're going to use something in Claude that's called artifacts. What artifacts are is, unlike ChatGPT, when I copy and paste stuff into ChatGPT, I have to take it out again. I have to go and save it somewhere else, and I'm constantly copying and pasting to reiterate that as I'm doing it. Artifacts, if you get a chance to watch the video, that explains how they made it. It's staggering. What it'll do, oh, come on. Let's refresh. It's moved my chat to one side and it started writing my code for me. So this, to anybody that works in code, is HTML code. So it's using a bit of JavaScript. It's writing that code for me. It looks quite scary, but then what it's done is it's gone, boom, here you go. Here's your website. Do you want to test it? Yeah, I want to test it. Now there's a couple of things here. Because it's in Claude, it doesn't have access to the actual engine. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to press download. So I've downloaded that HTML file and I'm just going to open it. So now it's got access to my browser. So what's my first name? My name's Scott. What's my last name? Quilter. I work for Techosaurus. What's my email address? scott@tsrs.co.uk. Now it's put capture time in here. I'm not happy with that. That should have done that automatically, but I'm going to press submit and it's put capture time in there for me. Admin, I said I know it's an admin portal. I don't want people to have access to it. We've just put a code in here for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what it does. It hasn't done the greatest of jobs, but exporting to CSV, I can export this out. This is the problem with live demos, but let's show you one I made earlier. So where we can talk to it and do some other bits. Data capture test. Ooh, come on. It is not happy with me. Let's go. Somerset. Dev data capture. Here is one that it made. So with a bit of reiteration, so that was just one prompt I put in. Now the idea is I can give it more prompts and do more things if I wanted to, but the whole idea here will spam this because we are short of time. But I can submit. I can then go into, once I've submitted, manage my data. And you can see on here, I can export, I can clear that data, I can do all sorts of things. But the whole idea of this is showing you, if you can think of something, AI can help you build that and get you somewhere. So we're talking 80% of the work in 5% of the time. To do something like this, if you're working in business, you would probably need to get a web developer to come and help you out. The whole idea here is, instead of just going wireframing and drawing on the back of a fag packet, what do I want to do? Let's see what's possible, get me started, understand what I want to do, and then go to the right people that they can help bolster you and grow your skills. The whole idea of being a citizen developer is right at your fingertips if you use the right tools. Now you can do this in ChatGPT, you can do it in Copilot as well, you can copy and paste. The really impressive part of this demo is that side-by-side piece. And I noticed when we obviously we showed that and we saw people looking at it, it is that part that is new, that is different. And you can use this to make, you can use this to make websites, you can use it to make games. The video for what they do on here is staggering. So that is like a quick whistle-stops tour. Let's talk about some stats and some really important bits and pieces. So thank you for filling out your survey. We've got 25 users on there. Let me just refresh that, see if we can. Can we refresh? Present. I was expecting to see maybe more, but we'll go through and I will share these and make these available to you at the end of the session. But what's important on here, how many people of you have access to AI at work? So that's work provided AI. We saw some stats earlier, 72%. Let's look at it on this screen. So let me interact. Have you personally paid to use AI? Overwhelmingly large number on there, no. The Claude demo I just showed you was a free one, that's why I got that pop-up. If you pay, obviously you can use more of that. When we look on here, how often are you using AI at work? With 30, 37, so again, a large number, weekly, daily. We can see the response has gone up now, 59, thank you. How often do you use AI in your personal life? Again, we've got that larger larger demograph there. And like I say, these stats will be available. We look on here, ChatGPT's acing it, right? 33% there. Gemini with 11, Copilot 19. And when we look on here, how comfortable are you using AI? And 45% somewhat comfortable. Okay, well that leads us quite nicely onto the trend index report. So Microsoft, I don't know how many of you know, Microsoft own LinkedIn. It's quite handy. They get a lot of insight. They can see a lot of stuff. The trend index report came out earlier this month and was available to everybody. And the work index report, what they were looking at, so 31,000 people across 31 countries, wanting to know what's going on with AI. What can we see? And these are high-level stats. So employees want AI at work, and they're not waiting for companies to catch up. 78% of users are bringing their own AI to work. So that BYOA, with all has bring your own device, BYOA is a whole new anagram. With that, employees are finding AI raises the bar and breaks that career ceiling. Now, I won't be shy to admit, I started using ChatGPT the day it launched. My career took off because AI does a lot of my work for me now. Saves me time, makes me so much more productive. And they're finding the same here. So people within the workplace are finding AI can help them get promoted better. It makes them a better version of themselves. So it's not just how can you make your business better, how can you upskill yourself? And we say about that whole idea of getting on the bus. Get on the bus now because it's here before it leaves. The rise of the AI power user. So people like myself, they're saving over 30 minutes a day using AI. I'd say mine's probably higher than that. I started using the new ChatGPT model recently. I did a scope of works this morning. That probably would have took me about half a day. I was done in about 45 minutes. And what I actually did there was I uploaded a template and said to AI, interview me. Ask me what you need to know to fill this template in. Turned on voice mode and sat and chatted to it. After it finished, it wrote the scope of works for me. And it was staggering. It was so impressive. And that's because it's using reasoning. And that technology is getting better. The big one here, though, is 66% of employees wouldn't employ somebody if they don't have skills in AI. And we're talking Gen AI there. So that's a big number.